Hello my dear students. So today's topic is importance of statistics. So in the previous video we have discussed about the scope of statistics. We know that nowadays the scope of statistics has increased and it is almost used in almost all the subjects. Whether we talk about science, it may be biology, it may be chemistry, it may be social science like economics, management. So various subjects are there, and in almost all the subjects the scope of statistics is expanding, and various scientific inquiry, various scientific research is based on this statistics. Similarly in economics also, whenever we go for any survey, whenever we want to compare the economy of one country with the other country, when we see the production, when we are talking about the income, employment, investment, so everything is based on that data. So here we will discuss the importance. So first importance we have okay, so the first importance of statistics in economics we have understanding the performance of an economy. So here performance means how one nation is performing in various economic activities. What is the growth rate, where they are improving and where they need to improve. So we are talking about all these things. Let us consider two countries, suppose say India and China. Now if we see these two countries, we can see that India is growing at the rate of negative. That means the GDP of our country is negative due to COVID, due to this pandemic in year 2020. We can see that India is growing at the negative rate, that is minus 23%. But if we see the present situation of this China, still China is growing at the rate of 2 to 3%, okay, per year. So when we are comparing that India and China, we can see that the vast difference, okay, minus 23% and China 2 or 3%. So we can say that the China is progressing at the faster rate. If you see the previous data of 2019, we could see that the India was growing at the rate of around 4 to 5, or we can say that around 5%. At the same time China was growing at the rate of around 6.8 to 7%. Okay. So when we compare these two nations, we can say that which country is performing better. So in order to understand the performance of economy, which country is performing much better, so we can make some sense, and this is only possible with the help of statistics, with the help of that data. If we do not have data, we won't be able to say that which country is performing better and which country is performing at the higher rate. Now we will discuss the second point. The second point we have understanding the importance of various sectors. We know that there are various sectors in an economy, and that various sectors, it may be primary sector, agricultural sector, tertiary sector. So when we compare their performance, let's consider three sectors Indian economy. Now three sectors of an Indian economy we have. Primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Now when we compare the growth or the performance of the various sectors in an economy, in 2019 we could see that the primary sector was growing at the rate of 15 to 16%. Okay, that means total GDP, the agriculture sector was contributing around 16%, secondary sector was around 28%, and this tertiary sector was around 54 to 55%. So we can see that the contribution of different sectors in an Indian economy, agriculture sector, this is the data of 2019. Okay, I am talking about the data of 2018-19, where we can see that agriculture sector was growing at the approximate, this is not the exact value, but we can make some idea about this value. So this is approximate value, and it was around 15 to 16%. That means the primary sector, and we know that primary sector includes agriculture and its allied activities. Similarly, secondary sector, so secondary sector includes manufacturing and the construction sector, so that was contributing around 27 to 28%. And the next one we have tertiary sector. So tertiary sector was contributing around 54 to 55%. So here we can make some sense that how the different sectors are growing. So among these three we can say that the tertiary sector is at the highest, and from there only we can see that the performance of this tertiary sector is improving day by day. But in 2020, due to this pandemic, the situation is different. Okay, so here also with the help of that statistics we can say that, or we can judge the various performance, okay, given by the different sectors in an economy. Now the third importance we have, we have studying the regional balances and imbalances. So here first I will explain you what do we mean by regional balances and imbalances. So within our country only we can see that all the states are not growing at the same rate. We can see that some of the states are lag behind, whereas some of the states are performing very good. Okay, and the contribution in their state GDP is very high. So when we are talking about different states, let's consider Haryana, Punjab, whereas in other case we can take the example of Bihar, Odisha. So when we compare in the terms of production, agricultural production, or in the terms of income, we can see that this Haryana and Punjab, they are performing much better than the compared to this Bihar and Odisha. You can compare in the terms of agriculture sector also, in the production sector, as well as in the terms of their GDP also, state GDP. So this Haryana and this Punjab, they are contributing more in the agricultural sector, whereas this Bihar, Odisha is lagged behind. So here we can, with the help of that statistics, with the help of that data, we can say that Haryana and Punjab, they are performing better, whereas this Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, they are lagging behind. So it is with the help of statistics we can say that yes, Punjab, Haryana is doing much better, progressing at the faster rate. This Maharashtra is performing at the highest rate. In the terms of industry, Gujarat is performing very good. Their performance is very good. Whereas in the terms of this Bihar and Odisha, the number of industries are very less. So with the help of that statistics, with the help of that data, we can say that, or we can compare the contribution of different states in our GDP. Now the next importance we have, studying the role of government in studying the role of government in the formulation of Now the next point we have studying the role of government in formulating the government policies. So when government formulate any policies, it is related to their agriculture sector, it is related to defense, it is related to any sectors. So when they are considering any sector, they have to first go through the statistics. They will see the statistics where they are lagging behind. Suppose say the poverty rate is very high, suppose say the unemployment rate is very high. Now in order to reduce that poverty, in order to reduce that unemployment, in order to increase the literacy rate, what is needed to improve? So everything will be done by the government on the basis of statistics. Suppose say in country the unemployment rate is suppose say 25% or 26%. Now what the government will do to reduce that, where they are going to spend money to reduce that poverty or to increase the rate of employment, where how the government can generate more employment opportunity, where they are going to invest money to increase that employment opportunity. So all these things are statistics, whether we are talking about the rate of employment, unemployment, poverty. So everything is based on that data, and that data itself is statistics. So here the different government policies are formulated by different economists on the basis of that statistics. So here the role of statistics is very important. Now the next point we have statistics for planned development. Statistics for, we can say that the point number statistics for planned development. So here when we are talking about this planned development, how the resources, okay, first we can see that the government, they estimate the resources. Not only government, if we are talking about private sector, the private sector will also do the same thing. They will see the availability of resources, they will estimate the resources, whether it is labor, capital, or different raw materials, maybe land. So they will estimate the resources, and when they are estimating the different availability of that resources, it itself is a statistics. We can say that in our country the population of labor is this much, suppose say 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. So that 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, from which state the labor number of laborers are more, okay, from which state the migrant number are more. So when we are talking about the numbers, so that is your statistics. So when government is going for a planned development, the role of statistics is very important in the estimation of resources, various resources, in the estimation of various economic activities, how much they are going to produce, what quantity they are going to produce. So everything is based on that statistics. Okay, next one we have limitations of statistics. We know that statistics is of immense importance. It has a great importance, okay, in the various field. In spite of that, the statistics suffer from the various shortcomings, or that is our limitations. So the first limitations we have, statistics is not concerned with the individual observation. So one of the important limitation of statistics is that statistics is not concerned with individual data. Individual data means, suppose I am talking about my income of an individual. So income of an individual person cannot be considered as a statistics. When we are studying about income, when we are conducting survey based on the income of the different individuals in our locality, then we have to study the income of different households, maybe 50-60 households, then we can consider that one as statistics. But when when somebody is conducting survey and if he is collecting information from one person that his income is 10,000, 20,000 or 30,000, so that individual person's income cannot be considered as a statistics. It is not concerned with the individual value. But when we are collecting the information regarding the income, and if we have conducted the survey in more than 100 households, and we came to know that the income of family A is 50,000 per month, family B is 60,000, maybe family C is 20,000, maybe family D, and so on. So when we are collecting the information from many households, from different households, then that information can be considered as a part of statistics. But when we are analyzing the single value, whether it is income of one person or whether it is the production of one person or contribution of individual labor, so that cannot be considered as statistics. If we are studying about income, and if you study or if you conduct survey in the different households, then that can be your part of statistics, and individual data cannot be considered as a part of statistics. So that is the first limitation. Now the second limitation we have, statistics does not analyze qualitative data. Okay, so the second limitation of statistics we have, statistics does not analyze qualitative data. So qualitative data means the qualitative, that is also called attributes. Okay, qualitative data like various things are there that cannot be measured in the terms of number. And whenever we are talking about the beauty of a woman, or when we are talking about a handsome, when we are talking about sincerity, when we are talking about honesty, when we are talking about love, affection, so these all are the qualitative terms, and it is not possible to measure in the terms of number. So the second limitation of statistics is that, so various qualitative data are there, and that qualitative data cannot be measured in the terms of number, as I have given you the example of love, beauty, honesty, sincerity. Okay, so these are the things that is not possible to measure in the terms of number. These all are like subjective factor, and it cannot be expressed in quantitative value. We cannot say that somebody is 20 times beauty, 30 times beauty, 100 times beauty, or 100 beauty, 100 sincerity. So there are various things that is not possible to measure in the terms of number. And if anything that is not possible in the terms of numerical value or quantitative value, so that is called qualitative data. And if we are talking about qualitative data, statistics does not analyze this qualitative data. Now next one we have so the third limitation we have, statistics always gives an appropriate value. So when we are analyzing anything, when we are studying about the production, when we are talking about the income of our different households, when we are talking about the employment, when we are talking about aggregate demand, aggregate supply, whatever may be the factor, whenever we analyze the statistical value, we can say that we will always get an approximate value. Okay, 100 times accuracy will not be there in the terms of statistics. Why there is no 100% accuracy? Because there may be the chances of manipulation of data. The data can be manipulated by the different individuals. Now I'll give you one example. Suppose say I'm collecting the information regarding the income of different households in our locality. So it is not necessary that all the respondent in your locality will give you the exact income value. Suppose say somebody is earning 50,000, he or she might say that I am earning only 30,000. If somebody is earning 30,000, he or she may say that I am earning 40,000. So there may be the chances of manipulation of data, and due to that manipulation of data, standard error occurs. Okay, standard error occurs, and due to that we will get only the approximate value. We will not get the exact value. Okay, so that is also one of the important limitation of statistics. Now the last one we have chances of improper use of statistics. So chances of improper use of statistics means those who have not studied economics, those who have not studied statistics, if you give the data in their hands to calculate or to come to the conclusion or to analyze the information, then it may be in the danger. Statistics may be in the hands of, or it may be in a danger when somebody is unknown to these subjects. Okay, somebody do not know anything about the statistics, and if that person is analyzing, then it will be very danger, because whatever the conclusion we will draw from that information, that will be totally wrong, that will be totally false. That's why it is always mentioned that whoever knows the statistics, whoever know the different testing method, they should only use the data, they should only study the whatever may be the topic, whatever may be the subjects, like whether we are talking about the production, whether we are talking about the employment, whether we are talking about the poverty. If I say whatever the information I have collected, if I say that in India there is no poverty, poverty is 0%, then that information will be totally wrong. Okay, because some other economist may assume it as a false data, or may consider this one as manipulation of data. So whenever somebody is conducting any research, so he or she must know the subject statistics, otherwise there may be the chances of manipulation, and your conclusion, whatever you will get, that will be wrong.